Life. It's good to see you again. Welcome. Happy New Year to all of you at home. We are doing our little online broadcast today because I bet you didn't get up early this morning. I'm going to go with that. And what we like to do on New Year's Day, when New Year's Day falls on a Sunday like this, is we gather together and we kind of do a year in review and a projection of things to come in the year coming up. So God bless your 2023 and God bless retrospectively your 2022. What do we think about 2022, gang? What are we going to remember from the last year? What did God do this year?
Good things.
What are you happy about? Good things.
He did good things. Tell us
He
one.
he did great things. We got to open the Glendora campus this year.
Glendora campus is open. That's
Yeah.
right.
True. Easter of 22 was our first Sunday there, and that's been a great one. If you've not yet come by the Glendora campus, next Sunday, come hang out with us. It's fantastic. We have worship there, full kids program, full youth program, and people keep inviting their friends.
Yeah.
I would argue it's our fastest growing service.
Mostly because you're there. So you
That's
like
right. That's
talking
where I get to
about-
hang out every
Church,
Sunday
that church.
at 9 a.m. The Glendora campus. The address is somewhere on the screen. We love to see you there. But yeah, we ran that from Easter all the way through the end of the year. It's been a good run.
good.
Yeah, going smooth for the most part.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. What else? What else we do this year? It's a big year. We started a pantry.
Yeah, it's
We
been
did
fun.
start-
I
a
enjoy
pantry.
that. I really like the pantry.
Got a freezer.
Price- We got a big freezer.
Huge freezer.
We have a giant, like, casket-sized freezer in there. You
no-
get 3 or 4 people in
If
that
they've
one.
never seen what the pantry looks like, what does that mean?
Second and fourth Saturday of just about every month, people drive through the parking lot over here at Valley Center, and it's over 100 cars now every time, and which feeds. We ask how many people live in the house. We're feeding almost 500 people every Saturday now. They drive through. We put groceries in the trunk of their car. We'll offer as they pull through. Would you like us to pray for you? And starting in 2023, we're now offering some medical consultation, free blood pressure checks and neonatal care and supplies that somebody's bringing in for free. So our pantry is growing exponentially.
And that's coming in from the local community, right? Some of that other
It's
medical stuff.
actually really. They come as far as Chino Hills and Pasadena. I've been surprised at how we have people from Vacaville who've come in. Like it's reaching a long way.
That's
and we
cool.
invite every single one of them to church too. We give out little invitations to church. Every single person who goes through.
And people watching could actually get involved and help. We always need volunteers.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We have a good crowd of volunteers. If you go to reallife.la/pantry, you can sign up and read about it and whatnot, or just show up. It'll be great.
We started First Fridays this year.
First Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
So it's a prayer and worship gathering, first Friday of every month, where we come together. There's music, but again, there's some times of healing prayer. There's some different things you've done, right?
That's right.
What does that look like in the coming year?
Not this Friday.
That's
The
right.
first week of January, we're off. Starting in February. First Friday comes back. We gather, we worship, we have prayer times together. When big events are going on in our world or in our church life, we'll gather and pray specifically for those. So whenever you are in need of that special moment with Jesus, put First Friday on your calendar, and we will be here.
Yeah, I think one of the things that has surprised me, but it probably shouldn't have surprised me, is that people will show up to that for the first time before they actually gather with us on a Sunday. We've had times where we're going, well, we don't know that person yet. Like, this is their first time here. And I think just for you to consider, there are people who know that they need prayer and know they need that kind of a moment, and they'll show up to that even before they might show up to a Sunday morning. So that's always a thing to be thinking through. As you offer to pray with people, as there are people you know who have needs, invite them to First Fridays. That actually might be a good first step for them.
That's right.
I've heard it's really been refreshing for some people too to have them time to really just dig in. Other than our normal 2 songs on Sunday morning, we do about 4 or 5,
About
maybe
half an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least half an hour of worship. So if you really want to dig in and get into worship and not feel constrained by time or your kids in classes or anything like that, I've heard that's been a really refreshing time of worship for a lot of people to really dig in.
Absolutely. It's been a year where we can dream and try new things. And we've seen some extraordinary things come out of that. We had an amazing VBS with more kids than we've ever had.
A lot of kids.
We're still baptizing kids coming out of that, which is awesome. Halloween, we saw more people than we've ever seen at the
Biggest
Glendora
event.
campus that night.
Biggest
So-
event we've ever had at all.
Right.
Like that was the single largest thing we've ever done.
Like, we've talked for years about we are the fun church. We really try to be the fun church. I think people believed us and they showed up, right? Like, that was
Yeah.
Not all the way up to 2,000 people, but like we lost count at some point with how many people were
Yeah.
there. And yeah,
I mean, even a local ice cream truck figured out that's where everybody in town was
one
going.
of my,
good.
one of my
That's
favorite moments,
smart.
right? So you know the people who drive up and down your street playing the music, and you go, "No, kids, that's just mail," but it's the ice cream. That guy, he saw all of your cars and all of your friends' cars parked, and so he just pulled into the parking lot and goes, "Can I sell some ice cream?" And so we added ice cream to that event. That was the thing.
was good.
When your
That's
party is
perfect
good
timing.
enough that vendors are showing up, you know you're doing something right.
Unsolicited, but yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that was
right.
good. That was good.
But it's so fun to be part of a church that invites that many people because they're excited to gather again and excited about what God is up to.
Yeah. One of my highlights of this year is I've had 2 guests attend church for the first time, and first time in their lives. They had just never been to church before. One is we have an exchange student living in our house from France, and she had not been to church. So real life is what she knows of church. And I have another friend who just moved here from Shanghai. Her daughter used to live in our house, was an exchange student, and now the mom has moved here, and she came, first of all, to our Halloween party. She offered to volunteer at the Halloween party, and she said, "Wow, church is really fun." And then she came to our barbecue, and she says, "Wow, church is really fun." And then she said, "Well, I think I'll come on a Sunday morning to see what you guys are doing over there." And so I like the fact that our church is, not only are we not just here for those beyond our walls, we're really here for people around the world. And our church is reaching into places that I think a lot of churches would ignore, because we can ignore people outside the walls of our church and the church goes on. But that's really the heart of Jesus. He is the good shepherd on the hunt for lost sheep. And I would only ever want to pastor a church like that. I would never want to pastor a church that had just settled for being a collection of insiders. If you've heard me preach before, you know that that's the story, but I can't get past that. We have to be a church that's for people who need groceries, and for people who've never been to church before, and for people who drive by and see a party going on. I mean, we literally had people drive by this year and just see the blue flags out front and go, "I'll see what's going on here," and pull in. And that's exactly what the church ought to be. Sorry, Stacy wanted this to be happy today, and I just wrecked it.
And if you're wondering,
beautiful.
like, does
That's
he cry
beautiful.
like that? Like, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that happens. And but I would say,
That's
that's
awesome.
part of why it's fun to do church the way we get to do church, right? Is we have a pastor who gets so excited about that stuff that he cries a little bit, but also, right, like the church is up to good stuff. I'm proud to be part of this church.
Yeah. All right, 2023 is coming. What are we looking forward to or expecting in the year to come?
So we start the new year off like this next weekend. We're taking a bunch
that's right.
of
We're doing a
kids
lot.
and amazing leaders to camp. We're
We had like 3 camps in a row.
Yeah,
we
right?
do.
It's
So
camp season.
kids,
Elementary
then
camp, yep.
middle school, and then high school, and then the grown-ups go to
Mexico.
We
Like,
got a Mexico trip too. If you come here, there's not going to be anybody here. We're all out doing stuff. So run a
you're
church
like,
for us. Come with a
"Nobody-
sermon
no
prepared.
kids,
We're going
no
to need you to
teenagers."
preach.
No, there's-
Yeah,
it's
we'll
gonna-
be in Mexico one of these weeks here in January.
That's right. Yeah, and I'll say, recently I got to drive a bunch of Christmas presents down to those churches. So we're friends with some pastors who pastor down in Mexico who have been planting churches, and they're building their 50th church, which is incredible. That's what we get to be a part of on the 20th through the 22nd. But I got to do kind of a pre-run down there with some Christmas presents that you brought in. Some of you used Amazon and shipped those presents to us. And just the look on those pastors' faces when they saw how many gifts you brought down there. And the families who get those presents will never know about real life, because we're not the heroes in that story, but they'll know that there's a local church that loves them because God loves them deeply. And we get to keep that work going here in a couple weeks when we go build
That's beautiful.
part of a church down in Mexico.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. We're going to do a 21-day fast in January again, as we did last year, and pray for the year. And the word of the year, the theme of the year is going to be blessing. And I'm going to tell you more about that in the weeks to come. I'm not going to let it all out now. But we're going to talk about a specific way that we have planned that we're going to bless people in the world around us. And as we fast in January, we're going to sort of unveil more of that that's to come. Mexico is just the first big outreach of the year. But we have every month in the spring season different ways that we're going to bless people that we know and people that we don't know. That's a mystery. It's coming.
It's going to be so fantastic. I can hardly wait.
There you go.
But I know, Zach, when we talk, that is a thing that you very much care about, right? Is that the church makes an impact in the community it's in, right?
Definitely. Yeah, that's really important to me, because I just feel like the time and era that we're in now, especially post-COVID, is people aren't that excited to get back into something, and they're also like, did I actually need that? I'm finding joy in community. Well, how do we sneak into all those communities, and not just sneak in, but actually intentionally with our hearts mean to be there and show up as Christ in different communities? As a result, I truly believe that people will want to come and hang out with us here every Sunday if we're hanging out with them in their places on the other days. You know, they're going to want to be here with us. So that's kind of my tactic, and it's exciting that we're going to be digging into more of that this year.
Absolutely. It's going to be extraordinary. So if you're wondering, you are going to get to hang out with Zach, maybe outside. There's going to be some cool opportunities to introduce new people into what it looks like to learn more about Jesus and not be perfect.
Yeah, and I'm excited to just have our church continually walk. We're like the pantry is literally walking just regular routine things. I mean, Jesus was there every day doing the same old things with people regularly and really let them get to know them when it wasn't a churchy event. You know, he was hanging out and having fun that you preached about recently and doing things like that. That's real life. And so now that we're all opened up and able to go and do this and be real with people again, it's exciting to see how this is going to come out. How it's going to turn out.
Yay, 23.
Yay, 23. So come do life with us. Come do life with Jesus. If you are tuning in for the first time today because you heard about Real Life and you've never seen us before and you have no idea what's going on, welcome to Real Life. I'm Jim. I'm your pastor. Come this Sunday, worship with us. We're at the Valley Center campus over here at 9 and 11. We're at the Glendora campus at 9. We're online at 10. You can find out all that information at reallife.la. That is www, which stands for World Wide Web. I was informed recently. .reallife, REALLIFE.LA. Find out all the stuff going on this coming Sunday and in the year to come right there on the website. God bless you. We'll look forward to worshiping with you this year.
Happy New Year.